Am I recording? Let me see. Yep, I'm recording. I hope y'all can see. I have issues with this. So anyway, let me get myself situated so I can go ahead and work on the editing part of the thing. Let me lift this table up. Be careful. Stay with it. Oh, wait. Let me get this off. Hold on. Because I got to get this situated. Okay. All right. All right. Woo. Let's get you back here. Y'all can see me. Alright, what's up everybody? It's your girl Marilyn. I'm back with another video. I have been gone for a few days. I've had a lot of things change and transpire these past few days. But nonetheless, I am back. Now, today I'm super excited because all of the kids are at school. All of them. All of them. And my youngest, he's at daycare. I'm at home today because I decided to leave my job. And I will let you know why as I go ahead and get into this bite. As, what should you call it? Cuzzo AB would normally say. But, yeah, I've made some changes, you guys. So, I have laundry in the background. I have my rollers in my hair. I am enjoying myself being at home. So, I decided to go ahead and do a video because it's quiet. You may hear a cricket because I had a cricket in my house last night. And it took me forever to find them, but I think I scared them away. But I'm at home and I'm going to get to enjoy this meal without my youngest yelling in the background or me yelling at my daughter to go get the baby and get a bottle and stuff. So today was a really perfect day. So today I have something small, something simple. I have some corn, I have some potatoes, I have some andouille sausage, and I have 2 boiled eggs drenched in B Loves Life sauce. Don't spill it, Marilyn. And I have me some ice water. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. Oh, and it's the right temperature too. I just took it off the stove, y'all. So I'm so sorry for my nice. Oh, shout out to I have 1 more subscriber. I have 19 subscribers, y'all. I'm so excited. I'm in my living room today because there's a lot of better lighting. So I just had to make some arrangements. That's hot. And move some stuff around to come to you guys today. It will be Thursday probably when this video gets up. Today is, what's that? Today is Wednesday. So, my egg. It's all spicy too. Ooh. Let me put like, I don't know if I do the potato and the egg. Let me probably put sausage in here. Ooh, hot. Ooh, hot today, baby. I hope everybody's been doing good. Like I said, I haven't posted a video in a few days, almost a week, I think. Just been trying to get everything together. Been having a lot of changes transpire. Hold on. Hold on. I had to switch my son out of his daycare. Had something going on with that. Had some crazy stuff going on at work. previous employer. I think I heard a fly in the window. I thought I wasn't going to have no company today. Anyway, there is a fly in the window. I'm going to have to get it in my mind to ignore the fly. Crazy. I've been sitting here all day. As soon as I record a video, here comes this darn fly. Anyway, for those who don't know, I've been working in property management for the past 14 years. And throughout my career, I've only been terminated one time. That termination was due to, which was most recent, last year when my youngest son was diagnosed with epilepsy. And I needed to take some additional time off. And I couldn't, I didn't have FMLA because I had only been there for like 11 months. And I don't know if there's anybody out there. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do. But if you're watching, if you know someone or if you've ever been affected by a family member or you have been diagnosed with epilepsy, you kind of understand how, as a parent for myself, how that was like one of the traumatic situations next to me losing my mother almost over 7 years ago. So it really freaked me out. It really scared me. And it was kind of like, as a parent, you didn't really have control over what's happening with your child, and you have to go to all these medications and stuff like that or whatever. So it was like I just needed some time off to educate myself and to be there for my son and recognize some of the signs and some of the triggers and stuff like that or whatever, and just see and watch him how the medication was taken. Because when he first started taking medication, like, he was extremely like acting really weird, and really it affected him a lot. So I just needed to stay home with him, and I thank God that I had the opportunity, the financial stability to do that. I stayed off of work for like 4 months, and then I ended up going back to work. Let's talk about that. So at one point, I ain't like some corn and a big little salt. Ain't nothing like some corn and a big little salt. I don't know. So I ended up going back to work. I tried different other things because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go back into property management, because property management is like really demanding and time consuming, and you're always on call. And I have 2 other kids as well. But it's with the young child, going back into it, I didn't think I was ready for it. So I was like, let me just get back into getting used to going to work. So I just started working for some temp services and stuff like that, just to get back in the habit and getting back into a morning routine or whatever. So then I started missing property management. So I got hired through a company, and for the most part, it was a different experience for me. It was a different type of management that I'd never done before in my career. So it was a learning experience for me. I did enjoy a lot of it. I did learn. I do enjoy learning, period, a lot in the business, and learning different things and kind of just elevating yourself in this career. Because in property management, in all aspects, there's so many different levels that you can elevate yourself in this career and make a lot of money. So I'm always happy to, just embrace it and learn. However, as being a manager, as I've been a manager in my career and I've had staff, you have to provide a healthy working environment. Anybody that knows me personally knows that I go through all kind of stuff, but I don't bring that stuff to work. And I always want to make sure that the next person is doing okay and not having a bad day because of my emotions and my issues. So, there were days where they were good, there were days when they were horrible. And I followed the chain of command. I go and talk to my manager and say, hey, I have an issue here. Boom. And then, to mind you, when I took this position, I took a down step because, again, I didn't want to take on the massive responsibility of being a property manager. And I have, at home where it's kind of like unstable as far as with, my child being sick. And then anytime he's sick, I have to go. You know what I'm saying? So being in management, you have to always be there. And I didn't want to put myself in a position to where I couldn't always be there. So I said, let me just take a down step, but the money was good. So I was like, okay, let me just take this position. And then, I don't have as much responsibility. So if I'm absent, you're not going to miss me. So, going into it, I let them know initially, these are the things, like my son always has doctor's appointments, and my other is, and on top of that, but my kids, they only have like their annuals and stuff like that or whatever. But majority of the time, probably about 2 or 3 times out the year, I have doctor's appointments scheduled for my youngest. And so I will go and I will schedule these things 2 or 3 months in advance, and I will tell you on my calendar, and I will come to work and work a half a day and go home. So then there are some instances to where he may have an episode and I have to go get him and I have to go take him to the doctor, or, or he has running a fever. And any child that's under 1 or under 2, you're always going to catch every single thing. And so you're always going to have to take off work unless you don't have any family members to help you out. So, that's just, that's kind of like going into it and letting them know that's what I had going on. And they was fine and everything was going good. But then it's kind of like when, when somebody don't like you, they're going to start finding any and everything about you. And they're going to start picking at you. And you could never find anything with my work as far as my work ethic, my work skills. Everything that I had was, super organized. And I wasn't ever behind on anything. I was always ahead on everything. So then, let's just talk about it. Let's just go ahead and just talk about it. So then, there was one day in this last month, we're in September, so there was one day in this last month I had scheduled for me to take off half a day because I had to take all of my kids to the doctor. So, okay, I had that scheduled and it was on the calendar, and it was a day, most properties, they have an administrative day to where they're closed, but they're working. So I always would schedule those days to where the office is closed, so they don't have to answer the phones and they don't have to answer the door. I can come in, work a half a day, get everything I need to get done for the day, and then take off, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow. Then, that same week, or that following week, my son got diagnosed with the hand, foot, mouth disease. That's why I had to take him out of the daycare. That's another video. So, he got diagnosed with that. I went to work that Monday, and I went to work that Tuesday. Then, when I did my research, I had realized that there's a possibility that I could be carrying it. Adults can carry it, but we don't show symptoms, but we can kind of pass it on to somebody else or whatever. So I was told my manager, this is what happened. And she said that she recommends for me not to come to work. So I said, okay, well, I understand. I told her that I could not afford not to come to work. So then I said, all right, well, I took off that Wednesday. And then that Thursday, I said, well, let me just go ahead and take off the rest of the week just to make sure, because my research says the first week is the week where you're most contagious or whatever. So I took off the rest of that week and I went to work Monday, the following week. So I went to work, I'm working, catching up from last week, got everything, back on track, got my appointments and stuff like that or whatever. And then here comes the regional manager. So I'm like, okay, whatever, she always come, whatever. So then soon she comes to me with that, Marilyn, can we talk? Sure. Give me a moment. So, here's my thing. Let me tell you what they wrote me about. She wrote me up, y'all. She wrote me up. Let me tell you something about that. In management, when you have one of your employees and you have some concerns with it, you have conversations with them people. Hold on, my leg going to sleep, y'all. I hope I don't knock the camera over. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Woo. you have conversations with that employer or employee about your concerns that leads up to them eventually getting written up. Not everybody ain't like me. But from my experience from being managed by other people, they're not afraid to have conversations with you about like, okay, now, I know your son is sick, but we're going to have to figure this out. You have to have you but to work. You have to find somebody to help you out. Or whatever, right? You have those conversations, right? Well, there was no conversations. One day I worked half a day. I requested that day off like a couple of months at least prior to, because I planned my doctor's appointments. Then, when my son got sick, I came to work and I advised you of what he had, and then you told me not to come to work. I say to you, I can't afford not to come to work. Then you write me up. So then her manager says, well, this came from Human Resources and they wanted to know why you had so many days off. So let's talk about that part. So Human Resources says, manager, what's going on with Marilyn? Why she ain't been here or whatever? Does manager say, oh, she scheduled this days off, or I told her not to come to work? No, she did not. So then she asked her, well, has Marilyn been providing you doctor's excuses? She said, yes, she has, and I forwarded it over to the appropriate party. If you had forwarded it over to the appropriate party, wouldn't the appropriate party not suggest for me to be written up? That don't make any sense. Then that same conversation, you told me not to come to work for those. You told me not to come to work because you didn't want anybody else to be affected by that that contagion. So I'm like, it's like one of those situations where you're like, nah, let me go and get up out of here because I'm not about to get fired. I'd rather quit than get fired. And it was unprofessional for me to just kind of like leave how I left. But it kind of got to the point where I was so disgusted that I didn't even want to see her face. I did not want to see her face. Because it's kind of like you playing with my money. You playing with my kids. You playing with my livelihood. You know that I've given you an ample amount of time to request off of work for my child to be sick or my child to be going to the doctor. And then the handbook says that if there's an emergency, you're supposed to let your manager know prior to the shift. Then she's going to tell me, well, you have to put a request in the system and then I approve it, meaning her manager. That ain't what the manual says. It says report to your manager. This is my manager right here. I'm reporting to her. I don't like none of it. I don't like none of it. I don't like none of it. I've been there for like 6 months and or going on 7 months, whatever. And things leading up to this point, I've reached out to her manager. I've talked to my manager. I talked to her manager, and I've talked to Human Resources. And when I'm not getting no results, yes, and it's like then y'all want to start throwing this BS at me, and then you want to start like, okay, you want to go ahead and start this whole let's just write up for everything. Because now one of them written up the write-ups on there ain't had nothing to do about my job performance. It didn't have nothing to do about my work ethics. It didn't have nothing to do about me being behind on work. It didn't have nothing to do about that. I could be off a whole darn week, and I promise you I'll get back. I got everything on my desk, and everything is boom, 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 done, done, done. So, you know, but I'm not going to explain these, if you can see them. Yes, I'm at home doing laundry. I got my roller set because guess why? I got 2 job interviews tomorrow. I just quit last week. Well, actually, I just quit yesterday. I got two second job interviews tomorrow. And I got a temp service that won't soon to start next week anyway. So my thing is this. I have so much grace over my life to where no matter what is going to happen, what's coming upon me, God has my back and he's never going to let me go. Period. He's not going to let me fail. I have no choice but to make it. I may go through it tough and tough, but I believe in a God that covers me constantly over and over and over and over again. And every time one door closes, 2 of them open. And you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, y'all have to be careful how y'all treat people, because karma and God are two different things. So you can get that 2 times or 10 times as worse. You see what I'm saying? And don't throw people under the bus. If you don't like it, then have a conversation with that employee and say, you know what? I know you told me this in the beginning, but I don't think it is working for me. How about we just start, seeing if we can get you something else or find you something else or whatever. And in that way, you kind of go into it, you feel better about working in that environment, and you feel better about having the ability to go on other job interviews or whatever, like, because you're already taking off of work anyway. So just go on ahead and let somebody, like I did that with my maintenance guy one time. He told me, he came to me and said, I don't think it's working for me. And I said, okay, so you need time to find another job? He said, yeah. I said, okay, I allowed him that time to find another job. And I gave him a great recommendation for another job. You can't make people, you know what I'm saying, just work like slaves and work like you want them to or whatever, because people are human. People have families. People have lives. And yes, everybody's there to perform a job, but if their job performance is like up way beyond your expectations, then you need to give people a chance to be fair. But as soon as you start throwing people under the bus and mistreating them and lying on them, because I ain't gonna say it, but I mean, it is what it is. You didn't let that woman know that I have let you know about these dates, and you did not let that woman know that you advised me not to come to work. That's your fault, not mine. I'm not finna let you screw up my my past and my employment. Not finna do that. My record. No. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna take away from my family at all. So I ain't really eating much of nothing, y'all. I guess I should have just made a vlog. But I'm gonna save this for later. It's like I'm getting emails. I'm still getting emails about, oh, it's 12 o'clock. Yeah, I got time. I can eat this later. I'm getting emails about jobs and stuff like that still. I mean, Indeed is like my best friend right now. Like I'm another email. So, I'm just gonna basically, this is why I'm letting this sit all day. I don't have a hair dryer. I have a blow dryer. I'm just so ratchet. Got clothes and stuff in the background. I'm like slunched over so y'all can see me. But I'm gonna let this sit all day, all night, and then take it out early in the morning and get it back, you know what I'm saying, get my mohawk, you know what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying. So just when you see the video, by the time you see this video, I'm going to be at the job interview or on my way to the job interview. And then I'll do a video tomorrow on what happened. I'm going to spend the rest of today to go in and do my research on the company and get my interview questions ready. And watch YouTube and learn, just refresh my brain about going on the interview and lay out some clothes and stuff like that. So I'm just going to take this opportunity as a way, as a gateway for me to be elevated in my life and move forward in my career to where I can provide for my family. And that's all I really care about at the end of the day. It's just unfortunate that I have an ill child, but God is going to, keep us covered. And I think my video is about to cut off or it's already cut off. So you guys stay blessed and I will see you next time. Let me reach. Hold on. Wait. Let me get. Okay. Oh. Bye-bye.